Today, I'm going to show you how to get a bunch of early and fast levels using outposts. I'm going to show you the materials we need, how to set it all up, and how to get a bunch of levels from it. Let's get going. Now, before I continue, I will save you some time if you are a connoisseur of other YouTubers. There is one that basically, this video is going to teach you nothing new. If you've watched Kibbles Gaming, aka Video Game Data Bank, he is the granddaddy master of Outpost videos. So if you've watched his Outpost videos, there is nothing for you to see here at all. You can close this video. I'm just basically reiterating the information in a way that I understand, that I better understand 10 years from now. This video is basically just for me. First off, I'm going to show you where to buy the resources, assuming you're at the very start of the game. You're here at Alpha Centauri's, whatever this planet's called. This is New Atlantis. Alright, here's how to get here. And yes, I have to explain this because people will be in the comments not knowing where this is at. Alpha Centauri. You go to Alpha Centauri, because this is the very start of the game. Everyone comes here. Jemison, that's the planet we're on. Once you're on Jemison, you go to New Atlantis, and there we are. We are in front of our spaceship, and we're going to run forward. And yes, you can skip ahead. I have chapters in the description, hopefully, maybe, if I don't forget. This has to be explained because in 10 years, I'm not going to remember this stuff. Just follow my path. There's a big fountain on the right. We're going to walk to the left of this fountain, and we're going to continue running until we see this Terra Brew sign. And I had a little lag spike for some reason. On the left, this is called Jemison Mercantile. This is a little item shop. And you want to save before ever talking to the lady behind the desk here. Sometimes she's out on the sales floor if her manager's getting onto her for leaning on the desk. But this is where we're going to be buying our resources. Here is the shopping list. Now, everything on this list except for titanium and polymer will be used in today's video. The reason you want titanium and polymer is for another video, but essentially you really want titanium and polymer early on so that you can make weapon cases and get not in-game weapons, not yet, not until you're higher leveled. You want them for weapon cases, so buy them now instead of later. Let me just teach you how to shop. We're going to talk to the lady and then skip her dialogue because we don't care what Ouijies have to say. I'm just kidding. I used to be a Ouijie. I used to be the person behind the counter for 13 years. Anyway, and I got fired for chasing a shoplifter. Just in case you want to know, go down to resources, and these bad boys are in alphabetical order. And guess what? I put them in alphabetical order on your screen. So we need 30 adaptive frames. Now let me talk about the optional category. This is if you want to also harvest helium, which could be useful later, but not for this video. So you can just do 30 adaptive frames. We're going to buy 4 here. And next up is aluminum. And what do we got here? 28. We're going to need 162 of these bad boys. And by doing the starter quests, we have 10,000 credits. It's more than enough. We need beryllium. And we're going to buy a bunch of that, and then copper. Well, you get the idea. But it's all in alphabetical order. Just follow the list on the right, scroll around onto the left here, and get them all. Now, obviously, you can't complete this shopping list, in one setting. So what you're going to do is sit your butt down on a chair, and then wait 24 hours, and that'll refresh the store. So we're going to go ahead and then wait 24 hours, and then when you go talk to her again, it will refresh. And yes, there are other stores in this city that do sell these items. However, this one sells most of this list most consistently. So I think it's a waste of time in my runs that I've practiced before filming this to go to other parts of the city. I just rest here, go back to the shop, buy it, rest here, etc. Rinse and repeat. We got enough money to do this. So that did not take very long at all. As you can see here, under resources, I've got enough adaptive frames, aluminum, beryllium, copper. The 2 fiber is just for a bed, so we don't need that many. Plenty of iron. Nickel is optional. I got it anyway. I'm choosing not to do the optional part, by the way, for this video, but I'll still explain it later on why you might want to do it. Tungsten, titanium, and 0 wire. I would like more titanium, preferably. You want 2 titanium to 1 polymer, which I don't have, but this is still like 30-something weapon crates, which is nice, which is not what this video is about, but it will be tied to another video I make tomorrow. So one problem you're going to notice is that your character is overweight by quite a lot. And so when you run out of oxygen, and you start taking damage, and you start moving much slower. Well, you won't die from this as long as you don't die to fall damage, and it's totally fine to drain your health. But what you can do is you open your you open your menu. In the bottom left, you go to your ship. Then you go to cargo hold, and then you go to inventory. Then you scroll down to resources, and you just start putting stuff. Use the store button. You can try store all, but you won't be able to fit all of it. So I'm just going to store as much as possible here. And there we go. So the ship is at max capacity. We're still technically overweight. And if I were to sell armors and weapons I've looted so far, I might be able to get underweight, but it will lower the strain slightly. Not that it really matters, because we're going to be gaining massive amounts of weight when we create our outpost. We just won't be able to fast travel, but we're going to jump into the cockpit, and I'll show you which planet to go to. Here's where we're going from Alpha Centauri. We're going to go to, up and to the right, there is the Narian star system, universe, galaxy, whatever. And on this screen, kind of in the bottom right, there is the Endrafon moon. You'll know it's the right one because it's next to the big planet called Sumati or Samati. I don't know how to pronounce these words. But you're going to go to Endrafon. Endrafon? I don't know. But set a course and jump there. You might get attacked by pirates, but your starter ship should be able to handle it. It's a low-level zone. And, oh, look, I'm being attacked. Make sure that you're on very easy so that these guys are, well, super easy. And there we go. I can just hold down the button. This is basically free loot if you do get an encounter. It's not a big deal if you don't, but it does happen sometimes, so just be aware. Also, be aware, you won't be able to loot their ships if this happens. It's not a big deal. You're going to make so much money anyway. You can always stand up in your seat and take everything out of your cargo hold and then loot them, but it's chump change. Don't even worry about it. Don't waste time. Now, here's what you're going to do. Once you've got the planet open, you're going to scan it so that we can see the resources. And this is where it gets a little tricky. I recommend that you make a quick save here. Hold on, I can't do that in the menu. Make a quick save before ever landing so you don't waste landing spots. Because once you make a landing spot, it's there forever. And the reason why is if you find a bad landing spot, you want to make sure that you undo it by loading game. So once you've scanned, we're in an area that red is really close to kind of the dark gray or dark green. Because this is aluminum and then the red is iron. And we want somewhere that has lots of iron and aluminum, really, really close proximity. Though it's not entirely always accurate when it comes to that. But let me just kind of show you an example here. Let's see if there's one. Like, I think this one's pretty good. Maybe not. It could be better. You know, I'm looking for one that could be better. Let's see. Let's continue to look here. And, well, I think maybe like right here might be good. So what you're going to do, if you notice when you left click on iron, it says mountains. But when you left click on aluminum, it says craters. So what you want to do, and this is where it gets hard, is you want to move the landing position ever so slightly until it's on craters, but when you move it 1 pixel in another direction, it's on mountains. So there we go. So that's mountains. That was 2 pixels. It's still mountains. 2 pixels, mountains, 2 pixels, mountains. And you gotta have a really steady or slow mouse. There's craters. Let's go left one. Craters, left one. And craters, left one. Mountains. Okay, so right one. There we go. Craters. And then we're going to land here. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to find where the biomes intersect. And don't worry, you don't have to use your eyeballs for this. The game's UI will tell you if you're in the right spot. But we're going to be kind of walking along the border until we find both iron and aluminum. And also, if you want, helium. All in the same spot. So keep your game on very easy because you're going to be a little vulnerable. It says... Oh, I thought I was in combat for some reason. Anyway, we're going to open the scanner, and then we're going to open the outpost here. And then I'm going to show you how to find the resources. So on your screen, there is a little resource indicator right here where my little text arrow is bouncing. And yes, this can be annoying because you're overweight, but essentially you're going to run towards the mountains where the red and the white kind of ground intersects. And hopefully don't get into combat, and hopefully also don't run over any smoking piles of stuff on the planet because it could kill you, because your HP is going to be drained like completely empty by doing this. But we're looking in the top left corner and we're looking for where it says iron, so just kind of sweep your mouse around and see if iron pops up anywhere. Also, don't jump too high because you could take fall damage and die. But we're going to run around for a little while until we find it, but you'll see that I'm running towards the mountains because that's where the iron is. Iron is in the mountains. We got to strike iron, boyos. But we don't want to go too far from this red like soil because that's where aluminum is. So, oh, there we go. Iron and aluminum straight ahead. I'm going to drop it down. And here's what we're going to do because we're not done yet. All right, we're not done yet. We want to get close to this so that we can see exactly where it's at. It also kind of sucks that there's buildings around because those can have enemies, but it's not a big deal. Anyway, let's open the view mode here. We're going to toggle view to the sky mode, the fly cam as it's called, and then we're going to hit build mode. And we have extractor for aluminum and iron, which it's not giving us the option for helium, but whatever, you know, it's fine. So we're gonna look around the map and we're gonna zoom out. I'm moving my mouse downward to zoom out, and you can see this kind of white circle here. This is all aluminum, which is great. That's a huge aluminum deposit. That's nice. I only budgeted us for 5 extractors, which is more than enough anyway. But I'm gonna switch my extractors on the right side now to iron. And that circle's going to disappear. See how it disappeared? Now I'm going to look for the iron circle, which is right up here in red. It's also, you'll notice that I can't scroll to the top left anymore because it's out of range. But this is big enough to build on. I want to build at least 5 extractors in each. And that's totally fine. So let's begin construction. We found a good spot. But let me show you what do we need to do if we don't find a good spot. So I'm going to just exit the build mode here, okay? I'm going to re-enter the build mode so I can allocate myself, and I'm going to zoom out. So we know that I'm facing upwards right now. I'm facing this direction. And let's say I wanted to get a bigger circle of iron, like I wanted more iron, right? So what I can do is, you can't move the outpost because that won't move your circle of influence. You have to go to the outpost, hold the rename button to remove it, and it's fine that we removed it, and then we're going to, you know, go back and put another outpost down, and then move it slightly forward and to the left. And now we have more of that iron circle, right? So let's switch views, and you'll see now, well, let's zoom out. And you'll see now that I have more of the iron circle, but let's make sure I didn't exclude the, oh, is that aluminum? It says that's, yeah, that's aluminum. Okay, yeah, so that's actually a better spot anyway. But, you know, it's good enough. I could actually move it up a bit more if I want the whole circle. I don't need the whole circle. We're good. But that is how you correct yourself if you don't have the right spot. You just unbuild the outpost and move it a bit. You can't just move the outpost because it's still the same circle of influence. I hope that makes sense. By the way, once this happens, absolutely save your game. I'm going to do a quick save and a hard save. Hard saving, very important for preserving the futures. So let's get into extractors. We're going to go into build mode and go into toggle view, and I'm on the aluminum extractor, and we want to place our extractors on the outermost part of the circle as soon as it lights up like that. So that's 1. And then from here, we don't want to just place them randomly, right? We want to, you can't build extractors too close to each other, but if you scoot away a bit, you'll see that it turns not red, and then we can place another one there. That's 2, and that's 3, 4, and 5. There we go. Now we're going to switch to iron and do the same thing. You can build more if you want, but you don't need to. It's a little overkill to build this many. All right, so that's 1, and then we're going to kind of, that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's the extractors. We're done with extractors. Let's go on to the next one, which is power. Let's talk about power. So power is really simple. We're only going to be using solar arrays, and I like to just put them away from where my main area is going to be. So I don't put them in, you know, near your extractors, because if you want to add more extractors, you'd have to move them around. So I'm just going to put them out of the way, like way over here. Now at the bottom, you see that red number that says need power 50, and we have total power 0. I'm going to put 1 down. That's 6 power, and we just want to get above 50 power. There we go, 18 and 24, 30. You can make them nice or messy or allocate them however you want. 46, 48, 50. And for parts, I allocated us for more power if necessary, so it's totally fine. On to the next one. Let's talk about the landing pad. We want to build a landing pad with ship builder. We don't want to build it near the extractors, near the power plants. We want to kind of build it not too far away from the extractors. So I'm going to try to maybe put it over... Nah, let's not do that. Let's put it over here on the side and rotate the stairway towards the extractors. There we go, and then place that down. And the reason why we do that is because we want to be somewhat close to where our storage containers are going to be, which are usually going to be near our extractors at some point, just to make things easier. Because this is our new fast travel point right here. This landing pad is our fast travel point. Next up is the crafting bench. Next up are two important things, the industrial workbench and the bed. What you want to do is, I like to just put them near the stairwell here. So I'm just gonna put the workbench right next to the stairwell, and then I need a bed, which I think is in structures, or it's not storage. It's under furniture. We're gonna put a bed down. You could also just use a sleeping bag. I'm gonna use a bed though, and put it right next to the crafting bench because I want to be able to get out of bed and then craft immediately. So there we go. That placement is now done. Real quick, I want to talk about helium-3, which I'm unfortunately not showing in the video. I thought I had it right, but if you have helium-3 within your area of influence, you will see it under extractors, and you would build 5 helium-3 extractors, and then you would go to storage and you would build gas, because helium is a gas for those that haven't completed elementary school, and you would build storage for gas. And I'm going to show you what storage is like for everything else now. So let's talk about storage. We need solid storage for our aluminum and our iron, but we also want storage to kind of be near our bed and industrial thingy here. And I like to do it so that I can see each one. So well, I also don't want to build anywhere near these extractors, so I'm going to hopefully get this right. I'm going to rotate this so that the horizontal line is the connection points are not connected to the horizontal line. So I'm going to go ahead and put like a storage. I'm just going to make 2 rows. I'm going to make like a row there going this way, and it says I can't place it, so I'm going to try to get it on top, and then I can just kind of make a giant long row, and I am out of adaptive frames. So here's what we're going to do about that, because I budgeted this kind of weird. I'm going to delete 2 of those. So we have 2 storages. All right. And then I'm going to go back to build mode, and then I'm going to build 2 more storages in a separate line. Just like this, because we want to separate the storages for each elemental type. And there we go. So now what we need to do, I'm going to show you how to link the storages and how to get more of those adaptive frames without buying them. We don't need to buy them. We can now make them. This is all we need to make them. And get infinite iron and aluminum. So let's talk about linking storages. Here is how to link storages. We're going to go into what is called modify mode. Down at the bottom right, you see the buttons. I don't know what it is for console. But we go to modify mode, and we're going to go to this aluminum extractor, and then we're going to right click it. And then we're going to put that on the bottom storage here, and then push E, now that that is linked. We're going to do this for all of the extractors for aluminum. So again, we're just going to point them to the bottom here. There we go. And we have 5 extractors, so make sure you have 5 red lines going to this bottom storage. That is 3. And then number 4 is here. Very cool. And then number 5, that's not number 5. So that's... Where is my 5th one? I did make a 5th one. There it is. Alright, and then zoom that bad boy back in, and there we go. We got all 5 extractors are now going to this storage outpost, or storage link. Then I'm going to right-click the storage link, and then link it to the one above it. There we go. So what happens is that when this storage fills up, it will automatically move to this storage. Or as it fills up, rather. Next up, I'm going to do the same thing for these extractors, but on a different storage. So I'm going to take this iron and move it over here to the bottom of this storage, which I gotta make sure I'm not doing the top one. There we go. And I'm gonna rinse and repeat for all of these extractors. You don't need to see this. So I have all of the refineries linked to a storage, all of the other refineries linked to the other storage, and then I have the storages linked to each other. So what we do now is we exit build mode, and we go over to our newly created super mega base. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just sleep for a few hours. Just a few hours of sleep. Don't worry, nothing will kill you. You're not going to run out of air in space. Our suits are forever. And now we've produced... Oh, by the way, I picked the wanted perk, so now I'm being attacked by people. That's fine. Just kill them. It's easy. Well, it bugged out. I challenged him to a fight, and they never materialized. Kind of spooky. I think my character is a schizoid. The voices are in his head. Anyway, once you wake up from bed, your storages will be full of stuff. Check it out. We got 133 iron in these two storages, and then over here, we have the aluminum. Now, this industrial workbench, check it out. We're going to go ahead, and we're going to craft adaptive frames. That's what we need for more storage. So just craft 99 of them. If you put your mouse right up here to where this is, you can just spam your mouse button and the E button. I don't know how to do this on controller, I'm sorry, but we're just gonna craft as many adaptive frames as possible, and then we're gonna take another hour nap, and I get attacked by wanted dudes again. Oh, there they are. They were ambushing. Another reason I love the wanted perk is because they drop legendary armors, and they're so good most of the time. Look how much this is worth. It's got anti-ballistic, boom, easy. The other stuff's not so good, who cares? But hey, I'll take it. You know, I'm a level 3 character. I'll definitely take it. And they get money, and they give you free ammo and free guns. And here's the funniest, coolest thing about what I'm about to show you. You can set up a bunch of turrets, and every time the bounty hunters come, if you sleep long enough, the turrets will just instantly kill them and give you experience. So yeah, it's just awesome to be wanted. I love wanted. It's the most fun perk in the game. By the way, what we've done, because we're farming aluminum, iron, and we can craft infinite adaptive frames now, is we have the capacity to create as much storage as we want. Though there's technically a limit. I don't know what the limit is, but we're going to go to storage solid mode. And you know, it's a little bit easier if you do this not in the sky mode, but we're going to go to outpost mode here. And we're just going to Minecraft this and then build a bunch of these, which, it's not really working too. Hold on. Let's get it like that. There we go. And then we're just going to walk backwards and put a bunch of storages down. And look at our resources in the top left. You can see that, you know, we can make infinite of these. And there's a reason why I raised this up, is because terrain is not even, right? And then we're just going to... Oh, I guess I messed that up. Put that there. Okay, that won't go there, but we can put it here. And then we're just going to Minecraft this walking backwards. And we're going to do this for the other row as well. And then we're going to link them all together. And the reason we make all these storages is so that we can sleep and fill them up completely. So that's pretty nice. I like that. I think that's a very well done storage. And let's get this one up there like that. And I'm going to rinse and repeat this. You don't have to watch me play Minecraft, I mean Starfield, not Star Citizen. Once you have your storages built, don't go too crazy with it. But you know, you can do a bunch, but there is a limit. I don't know the limit, and building it to the sky can cause problems and lag issues and save issues. So I just build little tiny ones. Anyway, so you're gonna wrong thing. I didn't mean to open the menu. You're going to go back into build mode now. Go into your view, modify mode, and you're going to link all of these up. So if I remember right, the one on the bottom is linked to the one above it. They're the two that are lit up green because there's stuff in them. So I'm just gonna, you know, that's not what I wanted to do. Well, that works. So I'm just gonna do this all the way over, and then I'm gonna go up one and go all the way back to the right. And I'm gonna do that for both storages, but I'm not gonna link the two storages together. They remain separate, and I'll go ahead and show you. Just because someone in the comments won't be able to follow these instructions. And I want to make sure that they get all the info they need. And 10 years from now, I don't know how stupid I'm going to be, so I got to make sure that I am future-proofing it for myself. So, what I'm trying to say is never link this row to this row. They are separate things being linked. And then, again, I'm just going to take this one and link it this way, and I think you get the idea. So now that this is all set up, everything is basically done. It's time to start power leveling. It's time to start getting mass level ups. Go back to your bed area, and you're gonna want a hard save here. So I'm gonna do another hard save. I'm gonna do a quick save, and then we're gonna do a little 24-hour nap. And you don't have to do 24 hours. All you have to do is make sure all of these are lit up green. Once they're all lit up green, that's how many hours you need to sleep. I'm just gonna do, like, I don't know. Let's do like 8. Here, I'll do 6 hours and see if they're all lit up or not. And if they are, that's the maximum time we need to sleep to fill up all the storages. It really depends on how many things that, the harvesters, how many harvesters you have. As you can see, some of them are yellow now, but this bottom row is red. We need to sleep longer than 6 hours, so we'll do 12 more hours, so that's a total of 18 hours, and you don't need to see this. I'll cut this part. Now, when you awaken, it does take a bit for them to, show full, but you can see here, this is how full they are, 100%. So you just want to make sure that the one at the very end of the stack, 100% on that one. Let's check our other storage because they're not mined equally. Also, don't step in those, they could kill you. 100%, so 18 hours did it. We can adjust and try to sleep less and see, just how long it goes. Also, these bodies are going to basically persist forever, it seems. But once they're all full, what you do is you go to your workbench and you're going to mass craft the adaptive frames. So we're going to go ahead and just do this and watch my experience fly. It is amazing. Look at all that XP we're getting, like 1,000 something every time the menu opens. And yeah, we can do this a bunch of times until we run out. There we go, we've run out. And then you just sleep again, and then you craft again, and you sleep again, and you craft again. And if you want to make more storages so that you can, go ham on the workbench for longer, you totally can. But basically, right now, we're now level 10, and I'll do another sleep. Let's try, let's do 16. 16's a fun number, and we'll see if we fill them up. All right, they're filling up, They're all green on this side. And if I had better placement of the bed and workbench, yep, they're all 100%. So we know 16 hours does it. I can keep cutting it down. And don't worry about your health. Every time you sleep, you heal back, which is also useful for leveling some skills like wellness and fitness, because you use up all your oxygen. The more weight you carry, the faster you run out of oxygen and health, which is a way to power level those. But I'm going to go ahead and keep crafting for a bit and get some more levels. I was actually wrong about the time calculations because these fill up first and then it goes all the way back to your starter one that fills up last. So it's actually 19 hours for this resource, which is iron, and this one is still not full yet. So I might as well just rest 24 hours and then craft, rest 24 hours and craft. And let me count the boxes here. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26 storages, basically. 26 storages takes 24 hours with 5 extractors. Now you know, that's the math. Just after 3 craft sessions, I'm now level 16. Let's keep going. Now what I'm going to do is time how long it takes to get some level ups. So I'm going to start the timer, mute my mic, and I'm going to speed this part up in editing so you don't have to sit here and watch. But let's see how many levels I get. I'm starting at level, what level am I starting at? Starting at level 16. Ooh, sweet 16. Let's go and begin. So I definitely sped this up because this is just a repeating process. There's no reason for you to sit here and watch like 50 minutes of me sleeping in a bed and then crafting the things. There's nothing fishy going on here. This is just, I've never seen any of the Outpost videos do something like this. Well, I think Kibbles did something similar, maybe, but I was wanting to know exactly how long does it take to get X amount of levels. And it's kind of interesting because you get at least 2 levels at the start, all the way up till like, I don't know what, like 28, 30? Yeah, I think level 30 is when you start getting, no, level 33, there was a 2-level jump there. And then it's, no, level 37, there was a 2-level jump. And around level, like the high 40s or low 50s, I forget, I was not getting 1 level per sleep. I had to sleep twice to get 1 level, but then after that I got a bunch of 1 levels. And you can see the results on the screen there and how I'm formatting it live as I'm doing the bed stuff. Just interesting all around, and yeah, I had a little secret message there. You can rewind the video if you care. Nothing special, no giveaways or anything, sadly. Maybe one day. And yeah, it's pretty interesting data right here. I had a lot of fun. I know it sounds like, oh, I'm so bored because I'm just sitting here doing the same crap, but just making the video, I think, is a lot of fun, and it's very informative, and this video is actually part of other videos that I will be making today, actually, so look forward to them. Oh boy, what an adventure that was. So, the reason I stopped at level 61 is simple. After level 60, you can buy everything, all the gun upgrades and all the ship upgrades unlock in the stores, meaning you can just get a fully upgraded ship. And yes, this does not count the faction upgrades or the storyline upgrades. So I'm stopping at 61. I'm not going to carry on for a full hour, but we can get to 61 in under an hour, technically, sorta. You know, like level 3 or 4 to 16 was a few minutes. Okay, it starts to slow down afterwards, and also, if you look at my oxygen and health, it drains immediately. Like, I'll rest for 1 hour. Check this out. It's so ridiculous how fast it drains, because I am massively overweight. Watch my meters. Yoop! I'm dead. You can't technically die, but it is interesting. It is useful for another way to really level up a couple of skills, which I'm going to go over in another video, but I just wanted to share with you guys how fast you can level up to 60, and I've read or been told that at level 60 all the ship parts unlock, but because of how certain games code their systems, I wanted to make sure that I'm above level 60, so that's why I pushed to 61, 49 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock. Very, very cool. And how much overweight is my character? 238,000 mass. And here's what you can do about that. You can just dump it on the floor, but don't do that yet. I have another video showing why you should save all this, and also there's a way to store this too if you're curious, but that's for another time. This video's over. Thank you so much for watching, and yes, I know there are faster ways to level, but it requires like multiple outposts and 2 hours of setup time, and it's slightly... I don't need anything above level 60. I don't need to level up anymore. Level 60 is already overkill in this game. My character's HP... I know I've got text on the screen, I'll remove it. My character's HP is 1,500. That's pretty wild. I know at level, like, 999, it's 2,300, so it's not much of a jump as you level up anymore. This is pretty much invulnerable to this point. Nearly, sorta, kinda. It really depends on the difficulty and the enemies you're facing, but still, I can pretty much never die at this point in the game, especially when I start leveling up skills. When I put wellness to level 4, that's 40%, which I can get in seconds by, that's my next video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. With that said as well, please leave a like, please leave a comment, and if you feel like an hour of me opening and closing menus and resting in beds is worth donating, click the thanks button, do it through YouTube, it really helps out. Finally, on the right side of your screen, there's a video that you should absolutely click, and I'm afraid that if you don't click that video, then what's going to happen? You're not going to get a good night's sleep. You're going to be woken up by a pet or a noise outside, or your partner might come in the bed and rustle the sheets, and then you're going to wake up and you're going to be groggy for the next 2 weeks. That's how little sleep you're going to be getting. 2 weeks of no good sleep if you don't click the video. So yeah, better click it. I'll see you then. Mwah.